Hello, Rich. Could you please tell me about your artist thought book? What can readers hope to see or learn from your book?
Well, the Artist Thought Book is a series of basically observations that I had made while making art and sort of combining psychology and art making. So being a psychologist, I am used to thinking about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And so what came of the book was that when I was making art, I would have an observation or a reflection about the process. And so I started collecting these one-sentence maxims together, and so there's some on painting, poetry, the nature of creativity, what it means to be an artist, and music and singing, all the things that I've been trying to do. So these one-sentence maxims are just sort of a prompt, something to get you to think about the artistic process. In some cases, I've also picked ones that I liked that are very suggestive, and I've written a little bit more about what they meant to me at the time that I was thinking about it. So that there's a maxim, and in some of them there are aphorisms.
And who did you create this book for?
Well, the hope was that anybody who was an artist, or anyone who is wanting to be an artist. So these are little prompts that will give you something to think about the creative process in those sort of 5 domains. So those, maybe the artist who's struggling a little bit, reading one of these a day, or a page, doesn't take long to read a page, they can benefit from sort of being almost like a fortune cookie, or some sort of little thing to put in your mind on a daily basis.
Some people say, I'm not artistic, I'm not creative, I'm not good at that. What does this book say to that?
I would say you were creative at one point, right? All children are creative. And what has happened to us is that we have convinced ourselves, a lot of times with the helps of our schools and our parents and some of the institutions, we have convinced ourselves that we're not creative, but we were all born creative, and we've lost touch with that. The good news is you can get it back, that your artistic abilities do not die. They may go dormant. So this is a book that tries to help all of us get back in touch with that sort of inner child artist who knows how to play.
And do you think that there are humanistic and psychological benefits from finding our inner artist?
Absolutely. In fact, I think psychotherapy and art are identical projects. One, in psychotherapy, a person is trying to create a new self. It's a creative project, being in therapy. And art is the same thing. We're trying to bring something new into existence. So there's a lot of overlap, and oftentimes people will paint or write poetry about difficult things. And in the act of writing about these difficult things, there's a healing process that takes place. What was sort of diffuse and shattered is given form, and by giving that form, it no longer plagues us in the way it used to.
On your other book, Humanistic Contributions for Psychology 101, who is that book written for, and what can people get out of that book?
One of the things that we noticed was that a lot of the humanistic contributions to psychology are being omitted from various intro textbooks. So there'd be something about Rogers and something about Maslow, but that was just the tip of the iceberg of all the contributions of humanistic people. And so we wanted to write a book that was for a undergraduate population, where all the cool things that humanistic people have been doing over the last 5-6 decades were included in this book. And so it could be used as a supplement to another intro class. It could be used as a intro to humanistic psychology stand-alone class. It could be used in a graduate program where some people might be coming in and not be as familiar with the humanistic tradition, and this would be like a great book to get them sort of up to speed in a way.
What do you think is most important for undergraduates and graduate students to know about humanistic psychology?
Well, what I think is the great contribution is that humanistic psychology is trying to look at well-being or health as the starting point, whereas many of the other psychologies start with illness or disease. And humanistic psychology wants to talk about growth. It wants to talk about sort of the pinnacle of human existence rather than the negative, starting with the negative. And when you see, when you start in that direction, you're given a map or a role model or something to emulate rather than trying to work yourself out of something bad. We now have the model for what it means to be a healthy, genuine human being.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you for watching this video presentation by University Professors Press. We encourage you to support authors and small publishing companies by purchasing directly from the publisher or through local independent bookstores. All books published by University Professors Press are available on our website at www.universityprofessorspress.com. You can receive a 10% discount on all our products using the coupon UPPVideo at checkout. That's UPPVIDEO. Follow University Professors Press on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram for information about new releases and special offers.